Hi Leo, welcome to your Do They Miss You reading. This will be a 7-card spread, having a look to see if there's an ex or someone you were previously romantically connected to, married to, in a relationship with, involved with in some romantic way. This is to see if they're thinking about you, if they're missing you, and if there is a potential reconciliation between the two of you. So please bear in mind messages may or may not resonate. This may be all one person. This may be several different people. So please keep in mind that some of these messages will apply. If it doesn't, then maybe it's not for you. But if it does, great. It may give you some insight into how this other person is feeling as well. For those after private readings, my information is all below in the show more section, my email list of prices and services. Other than that, thank you so much for being here, Leo. Absolutely love your energy, love your support. So big thank you to you. Let's get straight into it and see who this is. Who's missing you? Are they missing you, Leo? Are they missing you? Six of Wands. Could be a fellow fire sign you've been dealing with here in Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Six of Wands is coming up, so I feel like they're trying to gain your attention here. They're trying to be the best version of themselves. I'm not sure if you had something to do with this, Leo. There is character building with the Six of Wands, possibly even a bit of smugness. So I'm not sure if there's a bit of competition there. Fire signs can be quite competitive, so I'm not sure if the two of you have some sort of competition going with each other about who's doing better, who's got the better partner, who's moving on in a better way. Something like this. I feel like there could be a little bit of competition here with the Six of Wands, but I also feel a fire sign is going to be successful in gaining your attention once more. I feel like with the Six of Wands, this is a fire sign having prominence, so I'm honestly feeling if there is a fire sign, they're still very much thinking about you, except they've got really good memories. There might be a little bit of competition, I'm not going to lie, but there isn't too much anger or frustration. It's more that, if it's anything, I would say you're definitely prominent for them, but there also could be a bit of jealousy. So I'm not sure if this person still sees you or hears about you through mutual friends and is currently being updated on your relationship status. Unbeknownst to them, all of a sudden you're coupled up with someone else, or maybe you've become engaged, or maybe you're happy settled, you're happily moved on. But there's a lot of news happening around as well, because fire brings news. Fire travels very fast. So there's definitely news coming in about you to this person. So you're definitely a topic of conversation for them is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, the Nine of Cups. A wish. There's a wish. This person is going through some sort of wishful thinking with the Nine of Cups. This merman is submerged underwater and he's surrounded by quite a whimsical school of fish here. And I think with the Knight of Cups, this person is hopeful that you'll notice them or hopeful that they'll get another chance with you. The Six of Wands is all about being victorious and standing on what we believe is meant for us, standing on that sort of belief. So I think someone has a certain ideology here that the two of you are meant to be together, Leo, and they're very wishful and hopeful that the two of you can have something again in the future, or they're hopeful that they'll find someone like you. But there's a lot of wishful thinking going on around this person. Nine of Cups, it's quite creative, it's quite intuitive. It could be through dreams, it could be through memories, whichever medium really. But I honestly feel with the Nine of Cups, they're wishing over you, especially if it is a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. I feel like this person is definitely wishing to hear from you, wishing to see some sort of movement from you or response. Now, this doesn't even have to be in words. I almost feel like actions speak louder than words in this scenario in particular. And honestly, they're trying to see your signals. They're wanting signals from you to see where you're at or how you're feeling or what's been happening with you, so to speak, Leo. Four of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy with the Four of Swords. This card is really about withdrawal. It's about someone that's independent, someone that needs solace, someone that needs time alone maybe. It's quite an autonomous nature. It's downtime, it's quiet time. So I feel like if this person has withdrawn, whether they've withdrawn from the dating world, whether they've withdrawn from their current partner that they moved on with, I feel like this person is very, very much to themselves. And it's quite an analytical energy. It's all about thoughts and memories and words and conversations. And anything that was important enough for us to remember that evoked emotion, this is what this person is going through. So I almost feel like they're taking time for themselves here. They're growing distant from the people around them is what I'm seeing with the Four of Swords. And if you are still on speaking terms with this person, you may notice that they too are growing distant because maybe their wishes are not being fulfilled. Or maybe their wish is to grow distant from you. You know, whatever the wish is, I feel like they want to achieve something for themselves or get you back. And because of this, Leo, I feel with the Four of Swords energy, they're withdrawing. This is a slumber. This is a slow period. This is a time when someone's not actively being overly expressive or not really participating or not being overly, overly excited to communicate because they're in a sort of phase right now, and it's a quiet phase for them. So I think they're thinking about a lot of things. They're assessing where they are right now in their life, in their relationships, and you may have had something to do with this, Leo. Five of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. This person is still grieving loss or this dissolving of a relationship. You know, the Five of Cups is quite an emotional card. You can see the fish bowls disperse, spilt, and sort of a melancholy energy here. I almost feel like what looks like, I'm not sure if you can see this here, Leo, but it almost looks like there's a fairy. You know, there's some sort of deity or fairy or whimsical creatures, around this priestess here. I almost feel like they're hoping for a miracle or hoping for change. Again, I think if it is this water sign, I think they've got a lot of emotion still invested in you. They're either wanting to heal and they're hoping they can miraculously heal a broken heart. Or if this is not the case, Leo, they're still grieving loss. They're still grieving not having you around anymore, especially emotionally. I think it's hit them hard, especially if it has been a water sign. I think this departure, this dissolving this relationship has definitely been emotionally draining and taxing on them, probably on you as well. But in all honesty, I feel like they feel you've coped better than them. Or maybe you haven't, but you're trying to make it out like you have. Sometimes you don't want to let people in, Leo. Sometimes you like to maintain a certain exterior, whilst not letting people in too much. So I think it might be a case of this for some of you. And it's quite opposite, they're still hoping and wishing, but in one other aspect, I feel like you're maybe you have a bit of a poker face on and you're not really revealing how you feel. Or maybe there's no want. Maybe you want to move on completely and disregard this person, this connection. But I honestly feel the Five of Cups, there's still sadness. There's an outpour of emotion. So this is tears. This could be tears. This could be someone getting really upset. This is emotions that are very, very heightened around this person, Leo. Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo coming through here with the Knight of Pentacles. I think there might be an earth sign around some of you that are missing you physically, especially because this one's sleeping. So I think it's like companionship. They're missing sleeping next to you, being next to you, or sleeping with you. It could be that physical intimacy that they're missing, that craving as well. But I almost feel like the Knight of Pentacles guards an offer. And it's still brimming. It hasn't come to fruition yet. So for some of you, it may be an earth sign that comes back with another offer of love. Because they're hopeful that this can eventuate. Of course, this is up to you. I mean, I can't guarantee the outcome because everyone's situation is so varied, so different, with different emotions, circumstances, and obstacles. However, I do feel that someone will come forward with an offer, especially if it is an earth sign. They want more stability in some regard here. So either they're trying to become more stable with you or within themselves, is what I'm seeing. They could have a new offer of love that is around them, but again, they're still grieving, so they're not in a place to fully emotionally or mentally invest in someone else right now. At least, you know, even if they've remarried or something, I feel like they're just distant with everyone right now. Three of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy yet again. Now, the Three of Pentacles energy, there could be a third-party situation here. So this person may have someone else involved or have two people. But in particular in this, I feel like someone is there, someone is supporting them, and someone is trying to help them get through this. This could be friends, families. This could even be you, Leo. You may be the one that's supporting them, that's helping them through the breakup. Maybe you're still nurturing them. Maybe you're still guiding them. Maybe you have a soft spot for them. They have a soft spot for you. And I think, you know, this is a lot of support. But it's also, as I said, it could be that another person is involved here or was involved. This is a person that maybe hurt you, that deceived you, Leo, that was dishonest, that had someone else around them that they too were showing affection to. And maybe this wishful thinking is that they wish they could have it all, Leo. Yourself and this other person included, maybe. I mean, it also can be negotiations. I mean, sacrificing, presenting an offer, you know, something like this. So this might come up for some of you. You do have the Knight of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy with the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords. What I love about this is that you can see the majestic owl perched on top of the sword here. Now, the King of Swords has a darker side to him. It almost looks like the yin and yang symbol of the black and the white, the yin and the yang. So this is a counterpart of some kind. I feel like those that haven't been speaking to an ex, or even if you've been fighting with an ex, I feel like things are going to balance out between the two of you. The King of Swords rules communication, whether it be verbal, non-verbal, intrapersonal, interpersonal communication, whether it's online, whether it's face-to-face. I honestly feel like there's an improvement in communication between the two of you, or there's balance or harmony or peace is restored in some regard here. The King of Swords does have a darker side, but I feel like he lets this darker side out, so you're seeing someone for who they really are. And I feel like something that's been in the back of this person's mind is actually going to come to the forefront here. So something that they've kept hidden from you or from the other partner or you know, whoever they're with, or something that they've kept hidden from friends, from family. Maybe they haven't fully explained the extent of the situation of the breakup. I almost feel like this is going to be voiced by this person. They're going to communicate how they feel. Secrets may come out here as well. So I feel like some sort of secrets may be coming out around this person, Leo. Either your secrets or theirs. But it's quite a positive energy, I feel like. It's intelligence. The owl is very clever and very observant. So I feel like there could even be observation. Someone's observing you and then ready to observe how you've dealt with the breakup and then ready to confront you about it, so to speak, as well. It could be that. So I will leave it at that, Leo. I do thank you so much for watching.